Hi, wonderful to see you again here at the Europe Institute Berlin. My name is Axel Fersen. And today I'm very glad to welcome warmly Heinz Stapf-Finé. Hi Heinz, wonderful to see you here.
Hey, Axel, nice to meet you.
Yes. Okay, now please tell me about yourself. Who is Heinz? And please tell me also, what is the Europe Institute Berlin? So you have a special relationship with the institute.
Yeah, thank you for that question. I'm a professor of social politics at Salomon University of Applied Science in Berlin. Our main focus is on social work, on health professions, and on education and pedagogics. And I'm a director of the Europe Institute of Social and Health Research, which is an institute of Salomon University.
Okay, fine. So now we have some questions to answer because we have a book presentation. What is the name of the book?
The German version is called Wie wir leben wollen, as we want to live.
Yeah.
Compendium zu Technikfolgen von Digitalisierung, Vernetzung und künstlicher Intelligenz, which I would translate in something like Compendium on Digitization, Networking and Artificial Intelligence and Consequences for this on society.
Okay, wonderful. Because this is the second part of several interviews we will have now. The last one was with Schmiedchen. Today we have Heinz Stapf-Finé, and you have different topics. Your topic would be more which one?
I'm more focused on consequences of digitization on the labor market, on working conditions, and on social security.
Okay. What are the major trends that are shaping the future of social security?
Oh my gosh, there are quite a lot. In Western European countries, for example, we have a problem with demographic change, the aging of population, which is already a challenge and might be a bigger challenge in the future. Another challenge is, for example, that goes very closely together, the change in family types and also the trend towards more individualization in society. And I would say also globalization influences a lot. And contrary to what Frank in the other video said, I wouldn't say that globalization comes to an end because a reshoring takes place now, which means that production goes back to United States, to Western European countries. This can be seen in the statistics, but globalization is more than only economics and trade. Globalization is also taking place in the field of culture, cultural globalization, which means we are all together looking the same films, eating the same food and things like that, wearing the same clothes. And globalization takes also place in ecological problems. For example, if you only think in climate change, these causes global problems that only can be solved in a global manner. And so digitization, what the book is about, is another megatrend that goes closely together with globalization, because it's one of the major drivers of the globalization. And at the same time, it's also a kind of a consequence of globalization, that digitization now is also accelerated in regions like Asia, United States, and Europe.
How shall social security react?
It must react in three ways. We must think about a model of digital social security, where all the platform workers have their social security. They could, for example, receive a certain percentage of their agreed earnings that could be transferred to a personal digital social security account. And those accounts could be, for example, administered by international organizations such as International Labour Organization or World Bank, and later on be transferred to the national social security systems.
Okay.
Second point, we must think about a national social security system that includes all working people, independent of their working status, so that everybody can be insured during his whole working life, even if he changes between different types of occupation. And this would make solidarity in the system broader. And the third point is we should think about better matching our social politics and, for example, think about the introduction of an unemployment insurance system that accompanies the national system and helps the different member states in periods where we have economic downturns. And this would have a twofold effect. That would be an insurance for the unemployed people, and it would also be able, with those money transfers, to help those different economies of the member countries to overcome periods of economic downturns by putting more money into the system. And of course, also investment in education would be a broader kind of social protection for European countries. And these are, in my eyes, the major challenges towards social security. And at last, I would also say we must think how to solve the new question about unequal distribution of income and wealth that has been already an issue in the past and will be reinforced by digitization. Because I don't think that it comes by itself that the digital dividend will be equally and will be in just manner be redistributed. This doesn't come from alone. And for example, a main issue in the future will also be how to solve the new social question that has been already an issue in the past. And therefore, for example, in the future, we must think, for example, about models like citizens insurance, as I already told you. We must think also about models like a value-added levy, which would not only be social security contribution for wages, but also for the whole value added. That means that also capital gains would be sort of taxed. And we could also think about the taxation of data flows. And in such ways, there is no, let me say, silver bullet here. No, how do you say in German? Kein idealer Weg, no ideal way, no silver bullet. These are different kinds of proposals that should be discussed in our societies. And I think a very important and good step was that in Europe, there has been introduced a kind of minimum tax for big companies that are working on an international level, and they also must contribute to the societies where they make a lot of gains.
Thank you very much, Heinz. That was perfect. So this was an introduction. The rest you will see in the book. So read it and you can dive deeper in all this. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the interest.